लास्ट टू लास्ट लेक्चर, कल से पहले वाला 1 जून, वो हमने किया था अप टिल वी वर इन, बिल्कुल स्टार्ट में थे, इनिशिएशन ऑफ प्रोग्राम्स के अंदर थे, बल्कि इनिशिएशन ऑफ प्रोग्राम्स कर लिया था 1.2.2, अगर आपको ये स्क्रीन नजर आ रही है।
जी आ रही।
So we were at 1.2.2. Yesterday we moved from here till 1.6. ये सारा हमने कवर किया। तो मैं ब्रॉडली शुरू से आपको एक समरी देता हूँ कि क्या कुछ हमने किया।
ओके, थैंक यू।
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, नेचुरली आप इसको अगर देख लें तो वी एक्सप्लेन, आपके साथ बात पहले हुई है, पर्पस क्या था प्रोग्राम मैनेजमेंट के स्टैंडर्ड को बनाने का। नेचुरली वो जैसे PMBOK का पर्पस है, इसका भी पर्पस है, मगर बात ये थी कि जितनी भी चीजें इसके अंदर दी हुई हैं, ये चूंकि गुड प्रैक्टिसेस हैं और ईच एंड एवरी वर्ड इज इम्पोर्टेंट हेयर। मैंने ये नोट किया है कि आप प्रोग्राम मैनेजमेंट की कितनी भी किताबें पढ़ लें, उसमें आपको इतनी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट बातें नहीं मिलती, नोट वर्दी आइटम्स यू डोंट गेट देयर। रीजन बीइंग कि क्योंकि ये तो स्टैंडर्ड है, तो इसमें तो एक एक लफ्ज जो है उसके अंदर जादू है और वो कोई खास बात छुपी हुई है उसके अंदर। वेयर आप ये देखेंगे कि दूसरे जो ऑथर्स हैं उनकी किताबों में वो एक पॉइंट उठाते हैं और उस पर बहस करते जाते हैं कई कई दफा तो पूरा पूरा चैप्टर एक ही पॉइंट के ऊपर होता है। तो यहाँ पे आपको तकरीबन हर पैराग्राफ में अलग पॉइंट मिलता है, ऑल्दो वो बाद में जाके रिपीट भी होता है। और मुझे ये पैटर्न अच्छा लगता है कि अगर एक चीज पहले शुरू में उसने थोड़ी सी इंट्रोड्यूस कर दी है, बाद में उसको थोड़ा और एक्सप्लेन कर दिया, फिर और एक्सप्लेन कर दिया, उससे वो चीज कंक्रीट हो जाती है आपके जहन में कि अच्छा इसकी कॉन्सेप्ट पक्का हो गया। अब लेकिन फिर वही बात है कि डिपेंड करता है कि आप कैसे पढ़ते हैं, कैसे समझते हैं, उस हिसाब से। तो मुझे तो ये PMBO के सॉरी ये जो स्टैंडर्ड वाला पैटर्न है ये काफी समझाने के लिए बेहतर लगता है। एनीवेज जी, तो इसमें हमने पहले पर्पस देखा था, उसमें वो कहता कि ये गाइडलाइन है सिर्फ, और वही बात गाइडलाइन की कि ये जनरली एक्सेप्टेड डेफिनेशंस हैं, कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं, और इनको फॉलो करना आपके लिए लाजमी नहीं है, दीज आर जस्ट द गाइडलाइंस। मगर अगर इनको फॉलो करेंगे तो आपके सक्सेस के चांसेस बढ़ जाएंगे।
exactly.
फिर वो ये भी कहा उसने कि जी ये किताबें हैं जो आप इसके साथ जरूर पढ़ें, प्रोग्राम PMBOK और पोर्टफोलियो और OPM और PMI लेक्सिकॉन। तो इन सबको मैंने तो यही किया था जब अपनी तैयारी की थी, तो आई रेड ऑल ऑफ दीज बुक्स। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैंने ये सारी किताबें एक दफा खत्म की थी, फिर मैंने आगे और मजीद किताबें पढ़ने की कोशिश की थी। उससे होता ही है कि स्टैंडर्ड आपके जेहन में पक्का हो जाता है, स्टैंडर्ड क्या कॉन्सेप्ट लेके आ रहा है वो आपके जेहन में अच्छा हो जाता है। फिर आप किसी और किताब से भी अगर पढ़ेंगे तो आपका ये जो बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट बना हुआ है ये डिस्टर्ब नहीं होगा, और ना ही आप उसे होने दें। अगर कोई एडिटिव नॉलेज, कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन मिलती है वो अच्छी बात है, वो आप जज़ब कर लें, लेकिन ज्यादा बाकी चीजों को फॉलो करने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि वो कॉन्सेप्ट जहाँ पे वो बदलने की कोशिश करता है कोई और, तो वहां आपको पता चल जाएगा कि नहीं यार ये तो इन अलाइनमेंट नहीं जा रहा PMBOK। ये दिस इज माय पॉइंट कि किताबें जरूर पढ़ें, पढ़नी जरूरी भी हैं। कुछ चीजों की हमें एग्जाम्पल चाहिए होती हैं, एक्सप्लेनेशन चाहिए होती हैं, उसके लिए तो बहुत अच्छी बात है कि और किताबें पढ़ी जाएं, लेकिन ये चीजें इनमें रख के कि कहीं दूसरी किताब आपका कॉन्सेप्ट खराब ना कर दे। तो ये इस वजह ये चीज थी। अच्छा, फिर हमने प्रोग्राम और प्रोग्राम मैनेजमेंट की डेफिनेशन पे हम जब गए हैं तो हमने स्टैंडर्ड का जो पर्पस था उसके अंदर बात की कि ये हमें ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल स्ट्रेटजी के हवाले से बात करता है कि फाउंडेशन प्रोग्राम और पोर्टफोलियो की कहाँ से बनती है। प्रोजेक्ट है, उसके ऊपर प्रोग्राम है, उसके ऊपर पोर्टफोलियो है, ये सारा सेटअप कैसे काम करता है, प्रिंसिपल्स, प्रैक्टिसेस, एक्टिविटीज प्रोग्राम की क्या होंगी, और ये वो वाली हैं जो गुड प्रैक्टिसेस हैं और जनरली एक्सेप्टेड है, और ये बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस नहीं है। इस पे याद होगा आपको हमने थोड़ी सी बात भी की थी कि ये बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस क्यों नहीं है। आगे आगे चल के मैं मजीद इसके ऊपर बात करूंगा कि बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस होती क्या हैं और कहाँ से आती हैं। तो ये उसने वो एक्सप्लेन किया था। फिर जनाब कुछ बातें कि पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर कौन होता है, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर कौन होता है, स्पॉन्सर, ये जो मेजर रोल्स हैं, स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं, स्पॉन्सर है, फिर पीएमओ या प्रोग्राम मैनेजमेंट ऑफिस होता है उसका। ये बातें जितनी भी यहाँ जिक्र हो रहा है, ये सब आगे जाके थोड़ा थोड़ा खुलती जाएंगी। और ये हमने जो कल वाला लेक्चर था उसके अंदर इन चीजों को खोला था।
ओके
कोड ऑफ एथिक्स की बात हुई थी। फिर हमने कहा जी प्रोग्राम की डेफिनेशन। उससे पेशतर हमने प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट को थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लोर किया था, प्रोजेक्ट की डेफिनेशन क्या थी उसको एक्सप्लेन किया था, ये पुरानी स्लाइड्स थी। फिर प्रोग्राम की डेफिनेशन उसी हवाले से उसने कहा कि ये रिलेटेड प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, सब प्रोग्राम्स हैं और प्रोग्राम एक्टिविटीज हैं। आपको याद होगा कि पहले जब हम आम तौर पे प्रोग्राम की डेफिनेशन करते हैं हम कहते हैं जी रिलेटेड प्रोजेक्ट्स, मगर अब
जी
जरा
जी
उसने बात को खोल दिया। उसने कहा कि ना सिर्फ रिलेटेड प्रोजेक्ट बल्कि ये सब प्रोग्राम भी हो सकते हैं, ये अदर एक्टिविटीज प्रोग्राम एक्टिविटीज हो सकती हैं, जिसको हम अदर वर्क भी कहते हैं, विच इज द ऑपरेशन ऑफ द प्रोग्राम, नॉट द
जी
ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल ऑपरेशन। जैसे हम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऑपरेशंस कहते हैं, वो बात नहीं हो रही।
जी
प्रोग्राम भी तो एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है, और इतनी बड़ी चीज को
एग्जैक्ट
चलाने के लिए कोई इंतजाम हो इंतजाम होना चाहिए, कोई अरेंजमेंट है, कोई उसकी मतलब एक प्रोग्राम है जो 20 साल चल रहा है, तो 20 साल चलाने के लिए एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की तरह ट्रीट करना पड़ेगा ना उसे,
एग्जैक्ट
कोई निजाम होगा उसका। तो वो उसकी एक्टिविटीज हैं, प्रोग्राम की अपनी एक्टिविटीज हैं। ना सिर्फ ये कि
जी
वो प्रोग्राम की एक्टिविटीज जो हैं वो जरूरी हैं, बल्कि जो कुछ प्रोजेक्ट से सब प्रोग्राम से निकल के प्रोग्राम के पास आता है, उसको किसी ने पकड़ के जोड़ना भी तो है, उसके बेनिफिट्स को
एग्जैक्ट
देखना भी है, फिर उन बेनिफिट्स को जोड़ना कंसोलिडेट करना भी है। तो ये सारा काम प्रोग्राम एक्टिविटीज का है। और ये अगेन आगे चल के ये और ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन हो जाएंगी कि प्रोग्राम एक्टिविटीज क्या होती हैं। तो इन तीनों चीजों को हम कहते हैं कंपोनेंट्स। जो प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर रिलेटेड प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं या सब प्रोग्राम्स हैं या प्रोग्राम एक्टिविटीज हैं, इन तीनों को हम कहते हैं ये कंपोनेंट्स हैं। दीज आर द प्रोग्राम
जी
कंपोनेंट्स।
ओके
इनको एक कोऑर्डिनेटेड तरीके के साथ करना और इससे जो भी डिजायर्ड बेनिफिट अचीव करना, जो कि अदरवाइज हमें नहीं मिल सकता था। अदरवाइज बेनिफिट तो मिलता, हर प्रोग्राम से हर प्रोजेक्ट से मिलता, लेकिन वो कंसोलिडेट होके ना मिलता, वो सिनर्जी ना
जी
क्रिएट हो पाती। ये भी बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, इसके ऊपर भी आगे बात होगी कि सिनर्जी कैसे क्रिएट होती है और वो क्यों हम जोड़ रहे हैं प्रोजेक्ट्स को प्रोग्राम की शक्ल में। फिर हमने कहा कि
जी
इसमें ऑपरेशनल वर्क भी है, जिसको हमने कहा प्रोग्राम एक्टिविटीज। वो कहते हैं ऑनगोइंग ऑपरेशंस व्हिच आर आउटसाइड द स्कोप ऑफ इंडिविजुअल प्रोजेक्ट। ये वो काम है जो कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट नहीं कर रहा, जो इसका रिलेटेड प्रोजेक्ट इसके अंदर इंक्लूडेड है, वो कोई भी उस काम को नहीं कर रहा, क्योंकि बेनिफिट्स रिसीव करना प्रोजेक्ट से, उनका इलाज करना, उनको चलाना, उनका निजाम संभालना, फिर उनको कंसोलिडेट करना, उनको सस्टेन करना, और फिर उनको आगे कस्टमर को हैंड ओवर करना, ये तो बहुत सारा काम है, ये पूरी प्रोग्राम की जिंदगी का काम है। तो ये कहीं भी इनका जिक्र नहीं मिल रहा। Please note that at times a large project can be split into multiple related projects, and then it is referred to as a program. अच्छा, ये बात करूंगा मैं कि ये जो ऐसा क्यों होता है कि हमें कभी कभी एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स को मिलाकर प्रोग्राम में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ता है। ये भी एक ध्यान में रखिए कि ये भी एक तरीका कार है। फिर हमने काफी सारी डिस्कशन बेनिफिट डिलीवरी के ऊपर की।
मेरा ख्याल था
जी जी
ये वो एक दो जगह मैंने पढ़ा हुआ है, तो वो एक तरह से ट्रिक एक्सप्लेनेशन होती है और उसको आपने कहना होता है कि ये रॉन्ग है। इट्स नॉट
जी
अ
जी
ह्यूज प्रोजेक्ट split
बिल्कुल
into multiple that can be split into multiple projects or
जी
yeah,
जी जी
I don't know
देखें, अगर
but
एक बड़ी वाज़ेह सी बात है, अगर जो चीज आप कर रहे हैं भले वो कितनी ही बड़ी या कॉम्प्लेक्स क्यों ना हो, अगर उसमें
जी
से आपको बेनिफिट मकसद नहीं है, अगर बेनिफिट डिलीवरी मकसद नहीं है और कोई
जी
प्रोडक्ट डिलीवरी मकसद है या आउटपुट है उसका,
जी
तो फिर वो
जी
प्रोग्राम है ही नहीं।
अच्छा
फिर वो प्रोग्राम नहीं है। मिसाल के तौर पे एक घर बनाना और घरों की एक कॉलोनी बनाना, ये दोनों प्रोजेक्ट नहीं। भले
जी
वो जो कॉलोनी एक मेगा प्रोजेक्ट हो, लेकिन है तो वो कॉलोनी भी तो एक आउटपुट ही है ना। अब
हाँ जी
उस कॉलोनी से किसी को क्या फायदा होने वाला है, उस फायदे की जिम्मेदारी किसने उठा रखी है, ये अगर प्रोग्राम के डोमेन में आता है तब तो ये प्रोग्राम बनेगा। अगर वो उसके डोमेन में नहीं आता तो ये प्रोग्राम नहीं है। ये तो सिर्फ एक कॉलोनी बना के डिलीवर करके जा रहा है। उसके बाद कॉलोनी के साथ क्या होगा, ये बस इज योर बेस्ट गेस।
ठीक।
तो ये बस
और यहाँ ये तो वो बनाई अंडर अ विजन नहीं गई कि यू आर प्रोवाइडिंग हाउसिंग और इट्स द सिटी एक्सपेंशन प्रोग्राम और समथिंग लाइक दैट यू हैव ऑलरेडी थॉट अबाउट इट एंड इट्स अ पीस ऑफ इट।
एक्चुअली सोचा तो होता है, जब भी कभी बिजनेस केस बनता है उसमें हम किसी वजह से ही बनाते हैं ना, तो बेनिफिट तो डिलीवर
जी
करना ही होता है। लेकिन
जी
मेरे
जी।
कहने का मकसद है कि प्रोजेक्ट्स डू नॉट टेक ऑन द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ डिलीवरिंग द बेनिफिट, दे डिलीवर द
एग्जैक्टली।
प्रोडक्ट, एंड whomsoever ordered the project, वो फिर उसके बेनिफिट्स
उनका
को।
दरबार है बेसिकली, जो स्पॉन्सर्स हैं, स्टेक
जी जी
होल्डर्स हैं, जो डिलीवरी ओनर्स हैं।
जी हाँ। अच्छा, दूसरी एक बात ये भी इम्पोर्टेंट है कि क्या प्रोग्राम की डिलीवरी जो है, प्रोजेक्ट की जो डिलीवरी है, वो प्रोजेक्ट के दरमियान शुरू हो सकती है? तो जवाब है यस, हो सकती है। लेकिन जब तक प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है और उसका प्रोडक्ट डिलीवर नहीं हो रहा, उस वक्त तक अगर कोई बेनिफिट डिलीवर होना शुरू हो जाता है तो वो तो प्रोजेक्ट की जिम्मेदारी में आएगा, लेकिन बेनिफिट तो उसके आगे कंटिन्यूड रहेंगे ना, और वो शायद अगले 4-5 साल तक कंटिन्यूड रहे। उसकी जिम्मेदारी प्रोजेक्ट के ऊपर नहीं होती, वो उसको ट्रांसफर कर देता है, ट्रांजिशन कर देता है, और वो फिर अगला जाने और उसका काम।
ओके। एंड
प्रोग्राम,
प्रोग्राम के केस में जितनी देर उसकी बेनिफिट्स डिलीवरी होती है वो उसी की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है।
मैं यूं कहूंगा कि प्रोग्राम जो है वो, इट इज नॉट डिजाइन्ड ऑन प्रोडक्ट। ये प्रोडक्ट बनाने के लिए नहीं बनाया गया, ये किसी एक खास लेवल तक बेनिफिट पहुंचाने के लिए बनाया गया है।
ओके।
तो बेनिफिट जो पहुंचाना है उसकी स्ट्रेटेजी ये खुद डिवाइस करता है। मिसाल के तौर पे आपको कहा जाए कि इस इलाके का तालीमी मेयार बढ़ा दो,
हाँ जी।
ये एक बेनिफिट है जो आपने डिलीवर करना है। एक ही सवाल इसमें हो सकता है कि भाई कितना बढ़ा दूं, तो कितने का थोड़ी सी क्लैरिटी चाहिए। तो हम कहते हैं अच्छा इस वक्त इतना है और इसको इतना करवा दो, और इतना टाइम है
ओके
आपके पास। तो फ्रॉम एक्स टू वाई पहुंचाने के लिए आपको 10 साल का टाइम दिया गया। मिसाल के तौर पे
ओके।
पोलियो पोलियो रेडिकेशन का था, उसका
ठीक।
मकसद था कि पाकिस्तान से पोलियो का मुकम्मल खात्मा, ये था
ओके।
बेनिफिट। अगर अब उसने, जब पोलियो वाले ने अपना प्रोग्राम शुरू किया तो उसने उसमें एडवर्टाइजिंग भी की, उसने उसके अंदर दवाइयां भी मंगाई, ट्रेनिंग्स भी दी लोगों को, अवेयरनेस भी फैलाई, सब कुछ किया, बहुत से प्रोजेक्ट्स किए, और उनसे कोई ना कोई बेनिफिट भी यील्ड हुआ होगा, और उसको वो मैनेज भी करता रहा। लेकिन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे अगर पोलियो खत्म नहीं हुआ तो प्रोग्राम तो नाकाम हो गया। तो मतलब ऐसा मुमकिन है कि प्रोजेक्ट्स इंडिविजुअली तो अपने अपनी मकासद पूरे कर जाएं, उनके बेनिफिट भी डिलीवर हो जाएं, लेकिन जो कंसोलिडेटेड ओवरऑल बेनिफिट है, जो प्रोग्राम की स्ट्रेटेजी थी, वो अचीव ना हो पाए तो भी प्रोग्राम मुकम्मल नहीं हुआ। अब चूंकि प्रोग्राम ज्यादा लंबी ड्यूरेशन के होते हैं तो उसमें हम ये करते हैं कि प्रोग्राम एक खास हद तक उस बेनिफिट को ले जाता है जो उसका मकसद था, जो प्रोग्राम का मकसद था कि बेनिफिट को कहां तक पहुंचाना है, और उसके बाद भी बेनिफिट चलता रहेगा। ऐसी बात नहीं है कि सारे बेनिफिट की जिम्मेदारी प्रोग्राम के ऊपर है। अगर 10 साल का वक्त था और 10 साल में आपको उसको आपने उसको एक खास स्टेज पे लेके आना था, वो आपने अचीव कर लिया, आपका मकसद अचीव हो गया। 10 साल में आपने ये प्रोग्राम के मकासद अचीव कर लिए। अब आप इन बेनिफिट्स को ट्रांजिशन कर देंगे आगे कस्टमर की तरफ या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की तरफ, और उनकी सस्टेनमेंट का प्लान दे देंगे उन्हें, और उनको ट्रेन कर देंगे। इसके बाद वो जाने और उसका काम। ये बात समझ आई?
जी। मतलब यू विल उसके अंदर चार्टर में या उसकी विजन में यू विल हैव अ सर्टेन टारगेट कि यहाँ तक
एग्जैक्टली
आपने डिलीवर करना है।
बिल्कुल।
इट कुछ, जैसे आपने कहा कि जी अगर आपने education level बढ़ाना है या number of attendees बढ़ाना है, तो to a certain point from here to here
जी जी जी
over
जी
a certain period के 20% से आप you will improve it to 50%,
बिल्कुल
right?
बिल्कुल
Over
एग्जैक्टली
the next 10 years. So that is the span of your program. उसके
या
बाद भी वो खत्म तो नहीं हो जाएंगे, ना schools खत्म होंगे, ना infrastructure खत्म होगा, but
बिल्कुल
maybe you will hand it over to somebody else or it will
एग्जैक्टली
be outside the scope of your program.
बिल्कुल
ये
बिल्कुल
समझ आई
एग्जैक्टली अच्छा, अब यहाँ पे मैं एक बात फिर क्लैरिफाई कर दूं कि प्रोजेक्ट का क्या मकसद था, कोई प्रोडक्ट की डिलीवरी करना, प्रोग्राम का
जी।
मकसद है किसी बेनिफिट की डिलीवरी करना, राइट। अच्छा, मैंने ये भी क्लैरिफाई कर दिया कि प्रोजेक्ट की जिंदगी के दौरान भी बेनिफिट डिलीवर होना शुरू हो सकते हैं, लेकिन मुकम्मल नहीं होते कभी भी। बेनिफिट प्रोजेक्ट की लाइफ से कहीं ज्यादा बड़ा होता है, तो वो बाद में डिलीवर होता रहता है और वो जिम्मेदारी किसी और की होती है उन उन बेनिफिट्स को रियलाइज करने की। अगर प्रोग्राम के नीचे प्रोजेक्ट आ रहा हो तो प्रोग्राम की जिम्मेदारी में आते हैं। अगर स्टैंड अलोन प्रोजेक्ट है तो फिर जो कोई भी स्पॉन्सर है या जिसने भी इस स्कूल को बनाने का ऑर्डर दिया था, वो फिर उस स्कूल से जो फायदा उठाना है, उस फायदे को उस मंजिल तक जो भी उसके ज़हन में है वहां तक पहुंचाए। प्रोग्राम की एक खासियत ये भी है कि प्रोग्राम किसी एक सिंगल प्रोजेक्ट के ऊपर नहीं बनता, प्रोग्राम के अंदर एक से ज्यादा प्रोजेक्ट्स का होना जरूरी है।
Exactly.
अच्छा, जहां तक प्रोग्राम का ताल्लुक है तो हमने ये कहा कि प्रोग्राम एक मकसद अचीव करता है, अपनी स्ट्रेटजी बनाता है, उसको एक स्ट्रेटजी दी गई है, एक मकसद दिया गया है अचीव करने को, उस वो बेनिफिट डिलीवर करना उसका मकसद है। वो बेनिफिट तक जब वो कहानी पहुंचा देता है, मतलब अपने प्रोजेक्ट को डिजाइन करेगा, उन प्रोजेक्ट से बेनिफिट निकलेंगे, वो प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट होंगे, आउटपुट निकलेगा, आउटपुट से बेनिफिट रियलाइज होना शुरू होंगे, ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम बेनिफिट आएंगे, फिर उन बेनिफिट्स को कंसोलिडेट करेगा, फिर उनको यूनिफाई करके चलाएगा और फिर अपना मकसद जब अचीव हो जाएगा उसके बाद वो बेनिफिट आगे ट्रांजिशन कर देगा।
जी।
तो बेनिफिट विल कंटिन्यू, फायदा चलता रहता है। तो
जी।
ये जनाब होगी आपकी बेनिफिट डिलीवरी की बात। और वो कहते हैं कैसे डिलीवर किए जाते हैं। प्रोग्राम एंड प्रोजेक्ट डिलीवर बेनिफिट टू ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बाय एनहांसिंग करंट कैपेबिलिटीज। अब इसके ऊपर भी मैं बात करूंगा कि करंट कैपेबिलिटीज कैसे एनहांस होती है। लाजमी बात है, अगर आप प्रोग्राम मैनेजमेंट के स्किल्स में बेहतर खूब से खूब तर होंगे तो आप जो भी चेंज इनिशिएटिव लाना चाह रहे हैं, जो भी तब्दीली लाना चाह रहे हैं, वो ज्यादा बेहतरी के साथ आएगी और आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की ओवरऑल कैपेबिलिटी बढ़ेगी, एफिशिएंसी बढ़ेगी। ठीक है जी। तो चूंकि ये सिनर्जेटिक इन नेचर है, इंडिविजुअल प्रोजेक्ट्स वो यील्ड नहीं कर सकते जो प्रोग्राम की सूरत में उन प्रोजेक्ट को इंटर रिलेटेड करने से होता है, तो आपकी ओवरऑल कैपेबिलिटी बढ़ती है। और अगर आप प्रोग्राम मैनेजमेंट में और ज्यादा क्या कहते हैं माहिर हों तो आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की कैपेबिलिटी पे बहुत ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है। फिर आपके जो बिजनेस चेंज के इनिशिएटिव्स हैं वो फैसिलिटेट होते हैं, एंड इन द प्रोसेस यू क्रिएट एंड मेंटेन द एसेट्स। आप जो चीज बना रहे हैं, जो चीज कर रहे हैं, उससे ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल एसेट्स डेवलप होते हैं और फिर उनको मेंटेन किया जाता है। और एक इंपॉर्टेंट बात ये भी आगे में इसके ऊपर अलग एक हेडिंग है 1.6 बिजनेस वैल्यू के ऊपर। आप बिजनेस वैल्यू भी जनरेट करने पे फोकस रखें। सिर्फ आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल स्ट्रेटजी को मीट नहीं करना बल्कि बिजनेस वैल्यू को भी करना है, ये मैं बाद में डिस्क्राइब करूंगा। ऑफरिंग न्यू प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विस टू दी मार्केट। लाजमी बात कि जब आप चीजें बना रहे हैं तो वो प्रोडक्ट भी निकल रही हैं। एंड डेवलपिंग न्यू कैपेबिलिटीज फॉर दी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू जनरेट और प्रिजर्व वैल्यू। अब ये वो बेनिफिट्स हैं जो कि इस प्रोग्राम से डिलीवर हो सकते हैं। अच्छा, खैर मैं इसको स्किप करूंगा, बीच में चीजें काफी सारी हैं। ये लेक्चर आपने सुना तो है ना वैसे पहले, वीडियो के ऊपर भी?
जी, काफी काफी सारी चीजें जो हैं वो मुझे लग रहा है कि मैंने पहले भी देखी है।
जी हाँ, जी हाँ। ये देखिए, ये कंपोनेंट्स का जिक्र किया है कि कंपोनेंट होते क्या हैं और उन कंपोनेंट्स को डिस्क्राइब किया हुआ है। फिर प्रोजेक्ट क्या है, प्रोजेक्ट भी कंपोनेंट है, इंटर रिलेटेड प्रोजेक्ट जो है। फिर प्रोग्राम अगर ज्यादा बड़ा हो तो प्रोग्राम के सब प्रोग्राम्स बन जाते हैं, तो वो भी प्रोग्राम ही
तो
का कंपोनेंट कहलाएगा। और जो प्रोग्राम,
Basically, components are projects, subsidiary programs, other program related activities.
जी हाँ, जिसको हम
Components को हमने describe किया है ना ये.
एग्जैक्टली ये तीनों उसके कंपोनेंट्स हैं। और आगे ये बहस जितनी भी चल रही है जो हमने पहले की थी वो इसके ऊपर है कि कंपोनेंट्स की डेफिनेशन क्या है, प्रोजेक्ट्स क्या
ठीक
हैं, और ये सब्सिडरी प्रोग्राम्स क्या हैं, अदर रिलेटेड एक्टिविटीज क्या हैं, वगैरह वगैरह।
ठीक.
प्राइमरी वैल्यू जो हम इससे हासिल करना चाहते हैं, ओके, हाय जूलियन, हाउ आर यू? Julian, can you hear me? Okay. Julian, I was explaining to Frayal about the whole chapter. Right from the beginning, I was summarizing it. And naturally, because you were not there, so we were making use of that and we were talking in Urdu language. So I'll convert back into English as if you can also understand. So I was just revising last to last lecture, what we studied in this chapter from the very beginning. Uh, so we were at the point where we were talking about the primary value. Primary value of managing an initiative as a program is based on acknowledgement of program managers' readiness to adopt strategies to optimize the delivery of benefits to an organization. So basically, what we are saying is that the organizational strategy has given us an assignment to achieve certain benefits or realize certain benefits, and we have identified those benefits, and this is the value we are going to bring if we can achieve it. So purpose of a program is not to deliver products or outputs. Purpose is to deliver benefits. So this was the primary value which we were talking about. Then we talked about the program life cycle. And in program life cycle, Frayal, if you remember, we talked about governance.
Yes.
And I said governance is like an umbrella of rules and regulations, policies, overall larger policies. So your organization has some organizational policies or governance framework under which your operations, your programs, portfolio, projects, all things are running under that overall big umbrella of organizational governance. But every one of these, areas will require its own governance framework, which is abiding by the organizational governance framework. So under this bigger umbrella, there would be a smaller umbrella. So I'm not talking about the operations right now, but operational governance will also be there. Naturally, that is covered under the organizational governance. But here we are concerned about the program governance, and for that matter, there is a portfolio governance also, and there is a project governance also. So these are the general rules and regulations for developing the programs, our projects, our portfolios. But the hierarchy is that project governance comes under the program governance comes under the portfolio governance, and portfolio comes under the organizational governance. Similarly, the operational governance comes under the organizational governance. Here we are only talking about the program, therefore, program governance is under the organizational governance. So, what is happening here? We are having three major phases in the project life cycle. First phase is the program definition, where the program is initiated and planned. We call it program formulation and program planning. Meaning what? The program management plan, work breakdown structure, and all the related documents and knowledge areas are actually all planned here. Benefit management plan, benefit realization plan, everything is created here. Then in program delivery, this is a kind of an execution or implementation of the program management plan. Here we have already designed how each component of the program, sub-program, or other work will happen. So we have a kind of a bar chart, a schedule according to which these things will happen. Now, whenever any one of those components is to start, we will authorize that naturally. We'll give it a charter. So program manager becomes the sponsor and he authorizes and plans the component. When I say plan the component, that does not mean that he goes into the in-depth planning of each component, because each component has got its own manager, project manager or sub-program manager or whatever. So basically, the planning is the responsibility of relevant project manager. But program manager will ensure that that activity is conducted, planning is done. And naturally, whatever the plan is created by the project manager or the sub-program manager or whomsoever, that is approved by the program manager. And program manager is basically creating the baseline. Everything is put up to him for baselining. Then each component will be conducted. So while those components are being conducted, the oversight and integration is the responsibility of the program manager. And then once the component has done its job, it is completed, it is closed, then component transition and closure, meaning the output, outcome, or the benefit coming out of the component has to be transitioned formally to the program staff. Program as if the program activities can continue by reaping those benefits and then unifying them with other benefits coming from other projects and then consolidating it into the overall benefit. So all the outputs and outcomes, they are being translated into various benefits which are being consolidated here in the bottom. And while this is happening, the program is going through the program closure phase. And in program closure, all the benefits must have unified and consolidated, and sustainment plan must have been created. And once the program objectives are achieved, the benefits are transitioned to the customer or the organization. And the sustainment plan is, given to them how to manage these benefits in future. So this is called the program life cycle, which somehow shows three things. One is the program governance, second is the program life cycle, and third is the benefit delivery. You see, these are the three things shown here. Top level is
Yes.
program governance, and the middle level is the program life cycle, and the bottom level is the benefit delivery. But we will talk about each in separate chapters in detail. So let me skip these many things and then move on. We gave certain examples for this program delivery. There are two types of benefit delivery.
Okay.
One is consolidated benefits and other is incremental benefits. And we gave examples for them both as well. So what are the consolidated benefits? This is just as I said, that if I have to deliver something as a unit, the whole benefit as a unit at the end of the program, then all the benefits being yielded from the projects within the program are consolidated, and the overall benefit realization of the program is achieved and then is handed over. This is called consolidated benefit delivery. And then the other way is incremental benefit delivery. Incremental benefit delivery is interesting because here we are consistently delivering. We are consistently and continuously delivering. Our delivery of benefit is early, because as soon as any benefit comes out of any project or program, that is immediately being transferred to the customer. That means that these benefits are not supposed to be unified. They can directly be given out to the customer. So as soon as a benefit comes out, while even a project has just started and it has started yielding a benefit, that benefit will immediately be transferred to the customer. This will add to the customer satisfaction. He will start getting benefits early, and he will consistently be getting benefits till the end of the program. This is called agile way of doing the things. So this is good. But at the same time, there are certain circumstances where incremental benefits may not be useful because we are looking for some consolidated benefit, and incremental benefit may not mean anything to us. So this was the difference between the incremental and consolidated benefit.
Well, would you say that most of our programs fall in the incremental benefits delivery style?
Not really. Most of the projects, traditionally, the waterfall model is that our programs are usually consolidated benefits. But
Because uh, what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to negate you, but maybe it's my lack of experience. I've only been involved in multiple projects for the last 5 years, I think.
mm,
So what has happened is that um, I have been basically the first few I was involved because the actual project manager or the program manager had to leave suddenly, personal experience, personal emergency or whatever.
mm,
So I got a number of projects together, and then I was pulled into a program. So it was just an incident sort of a thing.
right.
And what I saw in the slide share was that we had different stages of the program,
hmm
and they were splitted up. Okay, phase one,
hmm
phase two, phase three,
Right.
and then we had addendums that whatever was left, and then all of a sudden in Alberta we had a complete government structure change, right?
Okay.
A different party won the government, and their vision or
hmm
alignment changed. And
Right.
then we had addendum A and B. So I don't know if that is typical or it just happened because we happen to be a public sector company where
Right.
you are answerable. So I don't know, maybe it's my personal experience. It does not gel with PMI
hmm
standards. I just wanted your opinion on it, that whatever little exposure I have to
hmm
program management, it has been a staged approach.
I
Um,
I agree with you on that. Yes, of course. This is what you are talking about is incremental delivery, and incremental delivery only happens when you do not have a very uh, you know well organized plan. You do not have the clarity of the whole thing in the beginning. Therefore, the things are changing, strategies are changing, and if they are changing, the whole program structure will have to change. The benefit realization mechanism have to change, and addendums will come, and therefore
yeah.
you would be counting on the benefits delivery to satisfy the customers as if they are getting something. They should not be disappointed. There is nothing coming. For the last 5 years, no delivery has been there from the program. So this program must not be good.
Yes,
So
and the new governance sometimes brings in new governance structures,
yes,
and they bring in new scrutiny levels, and then while you establish them and you bring in reporting structures for them,
hmm
the delivery gets actually delayed.
right,
I have a pretty strong feeling that we could have done so much more if we didn't spend so much time recreating the wheel. But you can't do anything about it
yes,
when you're in a government structure, because the red tape is so I should say it just weighs so happily on compliance. You
okay,
just won't get it from Ottawa or the federal government unless you are compliant.
right, right. Yes, Julian, what are you saying? Julian has sent a message. Okay, Julian, probably you can't speak or something because yesterday also you were not responding to my questions. I was wondering if you were there.
He's mute.
Yeah, he's me. Okay, so you are saying need to see results benefits, otherwise we don't need you. Okay. Yes, of course, that is exactly what is Varial is saying. Um, I also agree, and yesterday Julian also asked the same question, and I fully agree with it that in today's world, there is it is an agile world, and there is a trend of incremental benefit delivery. But I'm talking from the classical sense. Classically, a program benefit must have been defined very well in the beginning, and if that be the case, then probably the consolidated benefit is the most likely thing which should happen. But that does not. We all agree that does not happen like that. And as Prayal gave just a personal example, the strategies change, the things are not clear, and ultimately they evolve. And we have to keep delivering whatever has been created, and that is exactly the agile way of doing it. So, future is for agile. Future is for agile. But I gave an example yesterday, Julian, to Julian, and that was, for example, you are supposed to be delivering a benefit in shape of uh, a mission to Mars, right? A mission to Mars is not only a spaceship; it is the travel of the spaceship included in that program, and ultimately the benefits it is going to yield, they are all included in it. So when this spaceship engine was created, that could not have just been delivered as a benefit. It will only be start delivering the benefit when the ship is in motion. You understand my point? So there might be many projects which are actually creating this ship, and when all these benefits have been unified and the ship is ready to move and it is in the outer space, only then this consolidated benefit can yield some result. So there are certain cases where it is mandatory to have consolidated benefits. Otherwise, I go with you that iterative or incremental benefits is the right way of doing the things in today's world, fast changing world of today, which is agile in nature. So we need to have that. Okay. Is it okay, Julian? Okay. Okay, fine. Right. So we come to the point where we started yesterday's lecture. Yesterday, we started with initiation of programs. Okay. Here, Faryal, this is your point. We have two situations for creating a program. One is the traditional way where the organization desires a program to be started to achieve a certain benefit, right? This is the traditional way of doing the things. The programs are initiated to pursue new goals, objectives, or strategies are begun before the start of work on their component projects and programs. So program starts first, and then it creates, according to the program strategy, its component programs, component project, and all that. All the components are created later on, and they are given their assignments, and they start working according to a plan. So program is conceived first, and the projects and components later. The other way of doing it is that there are existing projects running in the organization, and you find certain similarities or relationships amongst these projects, and you conceive that they can be put together to yield a consolidated benefit. So you are trying to create a program out of existing components. These components were originally not part of any program. They were independent standalone projects or sub-programs, and now you are trying to put them all together, bringing them under one strategy, and then synergetically achieving benefits, and the benefit you are going to achieve in this form is going to be much more than what individual projects could have achieved. So programs may also be formed when an organization recognizes that its ongoing project programs and other work are related by their pursuit of common outcome, capability, objectives, or benefits. And the subsequent slides are actually explanation of these 2 points.
Suhail, the number 2, are you trying to say projects and sub-programs or projects and other work? Because
No.
all of this together is going to be a
Okay.
program.
Okay.
Or one.
For example, you have got a number of projects running in your organization, a number of programs running in your organization, and a number of some other activities going on in your organization. Uh,
Okay.
Now you have been given a strategy, and you see that these 3 projects which are running here, and that program which is running here, and that these are some other work. If somehow I can unify these, they will satisfy my strategy. So I am trying to create a a program out of the existing components which were otherwise standalone. There could be a
Okay.
program in it. Now that
Okay.
program will become a sub-program to my program.
Okay. Sounds good.
That way, I am putting together this whole board game, and I am trying to make it govern by the program strategy, by the new program strategy which I am trying to create. And you already know that the benefits which those standalone projects or programs were yielding, my program will synergize them. Synergize means they will make them more efficient, right? So that is not 1 plus 1 2, that is going to be 1 plus 1 11. That is the type of synergy I'm looking for. So that will economize, that will make my program more effective, that will enhance the capability of my program, and uh, there is another word which I'll get that word in a while, but I'm trying to do it in the best way possible, most economical way. I want to be creating the benefits for the organization. So the subsequent slides are just the explanation of these 2 points. I'm not going to read through them because I've already covered them yesterday. You can see the video which I'll be
Are
uploading.
slides available separately as well, or we only have them in the video?
Uh, th- these these slides are available to you,
Okay.
right? These slides are available. Videos are available.
Yes. Okay. So slides are separate. How do I access just the slides?
These slides are available here also in the material section, I think. If it is not there, I'll upload them. But I have also shared with you a link of my OneDrive. I can share that again sometime, and that
Yes.
includes all the presentations lying there.
Okay, lovely. So OneDrive as in Google Drive, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's similar kind of thing.
Okay. I think I don't have that link. If you can kindly reshare it, that would be wonderful.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay. So that much is the initiation. That there are 2 ways of initiating a program. As I said, one was you start top down uh, from the program strategy. You then start devising a project, programs, and all that under it, and plan your thing. Uh, and the other way is to work bottom up. If there are existing project programs and other work happening in the organization, you put them under one strategy and create them into a program. Then we had a very long discussion yesterday about the relationship between portfolios, programs, projects, and then relationship between the portfolio management, program management, project management, organizational management, organizational project management, and organizational strategy. So the subsequent topics are all about it. Uh, as far as the portfolio, program, and project are concerned, I think we have talked a lot about it. What is a portfolio? What is a project? What is a program? And how they are related. Generally speaking, portfolio sits on top in this hierarchy. Under portfolio, we have got projects and programs. When I say programs, I mean standalone projects, programs and standalone projects. But every program has its own projects. So in a way, they also come under the same portfolio, but they are not directly answerable to the portfolio. Portfolio is actually looking after the independent or standalone projects and the programs. As far as the projects within a program are concerned, that is not the concern of the portfolio directly. Then we have got sub-programs that is also included within the program, so that is also not direct concern of the portfolio. And then there are operations. Now, there are three types of operations we are talking here. One were the program-related activities, which is the program operation within. That is the responsibility of the program to manage. That is, portfolio has nothing to do with that. But portfolio has to run its own operation. Now, it's very interesting. Program and projects, they do have budget. Projects have their own budget. Programs do have their own budget. So, whatever activities they have to do, they are covered under their budget. Just look at the portfolio. This is the custodian of projects and programs, and it itself is not a project or a program. It itself does not have a budget of its own, but it is controlling the budget of projects and programs. Can you imagine how uh, what situation this portfolio is in? Portfolio is just a structural kind of a thing which does not have its own budget, but it controls the budget of projects and programs. So sometimes that is the reason, because no money is coming for the portfolio, organizations do not create the portfolios. They do not manage the portfolios. I was yesterday talking about the portfolio and the portfolio manager. A portfolio will anyways be existing in any organization. Why? Because every organization will have some projects or programs running. So whatever projects or programs are being run currently in the organization, they are the portfolio of the organization. But is this portfolio being managed? Usually they do not have a management mechanism, and portfolio is autonomous in nature. It is automatically running, right? So nobody is managing it. At most, the senior management takes sometimes the responsibility, and that does not and cannot take the whole responsibility of analysis and prioritizing and all that, what portfolio does. So portfolio is a very dicey kind of a thing. Uh, if there is no mechanism of managing the portfolio, then portfolios will not be effectively run. Now, I'll tell you how to do that. If it is a large organization, it has many projects and programs, they will put a kind of a tax on every project and program, and that tax will account for the budget of the portfolio. Maybe you say 1% or 2% of every project or program will be contributing towards the portfolio management, and the portfolio management needs to have a large staff. They do not have temporary activities. Portfolio has to have a staff, it has to have its own operations. So, uh, portfolio will only exist if some money is coming to it, some budget is allocated to it, and that must be coming from somewhere, and that is most likely from the projects and programs. And if that kind of mechanism is created, only then portfolios can survive. But anyways, portfolio basically decides on the selection of the projects and programs, on the priority of the projects and programs, and on resource distribution or resource sharing on these projects and programs. So this is all about the strategic level investment decision making uh, for all the projects and programs within the organization. And interestingly, you must also understand that a portfolio can further be divided into sub-portfolios. Only if the portfolios are properly being managed, you may feel a need that you may need to divide the portfolios into sub-portfolios like, uh, you know, uh, Sui Northern and Sui Southern in Pakistan are two geographically separate portfolios of Sui. So a company can have geographic distribution of portfolios, or maybe distribution according to the client, distribution according to some resources or something like that. So this is called a categorization mechanism. So such could be divided into sub portfolios. Programs, as you understand, and we are already discussing it a lot, this is a group of uh, the components like related projects, sub projects, sub programs, and other work. So this is the program, and individual project. You also know what an individual project is like. So the relationship of each one of these portfolio, program, and project all have to be related with the organizational strategy. This we must imprint in our minds that nothing in an organization can exist until and unless this is in alignment with the organizational strategy. Organizational strategy governs even operations and portfolios and programs and projects. If any one of these items is not in alignment with the organizational strategy, that item has no right to exist. So every one of these, even let's start from the project, a project has to consistently observe and analyze whether it is still in alignment with the organizational strategy. As soon as it goes out of alignment, either it has to fix and realign itself with the organizational strategy, or it has to be closed. It's no more required otherwise. Same is true for program. And who decides for the projects and programs? Naturally, projects and programs, they do self-analysis, and they also tell when they are no more required. But portfolio is the boss. Portfolio looks after all the projects and programs, and if anything goes out of alignment, portfolio recommends them to be closed or pended, or whatever action has to be taken on them. But that is not the only reason. There are other reasons also. Portfolio also looks at the project and program from the investment decision making point of view. Portfolio has a limited funding available for all the projects and programs being run in the organization. And if it finds that certain projects or programs are not a good candidate for spending that money, no matter even that program or project is running very nicely, that project or program could be closed. So the first responsibility of the portfolio is to prioritize. First responsibility is to select which programs or projects should be included in the portfolio. If some project or program does not go by the organizational strategy or does not fulfill the investment decision making requirements, then that project or program is not allowed to enter into the portfolio. That is rejected. So that cannot be a project or a program. So outrightly, that is not included in the portfolio. Uh, Even when a project or program is accommodated in a portfolio, that has to be prioritized. Which project or program is more important than others? So there has to be a priority list created, and the most important project from on this priority list will get the maximum resources. So prioritization of projects and programs which has been selected for the portfolio will be created and will continuously be updated by the portfolio. And third thing is uh, the sharing of the resources. The resources which are already limited will only be given to those projects or programs which are highest on the priority list. And if there is a shortage of resources, the damage will only be done to those projects and programs which are lower in priority list. So resource sharing is defined also by the portfolio. Especially, I'm talking about the strategic resources. I'm not talking about small little resources, because small resources like people and tools and equipment, this could be handled by PMO. But portfolio is more strategic in nature. So this is general hierarchy. A portfolio may have sub-portfolios, it may have programs, programs may have sub-programs, and each one of these could have projects and operations under them, and they all will be uh, looking at the same organizational resource pool. Because the resource pool is shared by all of these components, therefore the decision who gets what is to be taken by the portfolio. So portfolio basically is involved in selection of projects and programs, then prioritization, and then allocation of the resources. Program management is defined, as I already have been talking about, to meet the program requirements and to obtain benefits and control not available by managing projects individually. Aligning multiple components to achieve the program goals and allow for optimized and integrated cost, schedule, and effort. Let me move on. Domains we have already seen. Program management performance domains are strategy alignment, benefit management, stakeholder engagement, governance, and lifecycle management, and these all will be covered one after the other. Okay, these are the activities. What are the program activities, program related activities? Actions related to these interdependencies may include leading and coordinating common program activities. So the program manager will be leading and coordinating common program activities. And what could that be? That could be financing, procurement, risk management, and so many other things which which are common. The important point is common program activities. If there is a specific activity only relevant to our project program manager is not concerned about it. Project manager must be dealing with it. But if something is common with a number of components, so a risk is common to four components, then that becomes a program risk. If a procurement has to be done for several components or projects, program manager will do it centrally. So these kinds of things which could be common, they will be considered as program activities. So program manager is responsible for that. He is also responsible for communicating and reporting to the stakeholders. He is also responsible for responding proactively to the risks spanning multiple components. Again, I would say risks for a single project. A risk for a single project is the job of the project manager to deal with. But if it is spanning multiple components, if a risk is involving more than one component, the effect is going from one component, one project to other project or to the program, then it is the responsibility of program manager to handle with these risks. Aligning program efforts with organizational and strategic direction, resolving scope, cost, schedule, quality, and risk impacts within a shared governance structure, and tailoring program management activities, processes, and interfaces to effectively address cultural, socio-economic, political, and environmental differences in programs. Let me skip through this and let's move on to relationship among the portfolio management, program management, project management, and organizational project management. Okay, I'll not take you in a lot of discussion. Let's simply put it that way. You understand the relationship between the portfolio, program, and project management.
Yes.
Portfolio's purpose is investment decision making. Program purpose is interrelated, running interrelated components and yielding the benefits, realizing the benefits for this strategy. Project management is delivering the deliverable or the product. So All of these three things, and we also know the hierarchy, where portfolio is on top, program, and then project. All of these three things, if superimposed by a fourth item, which is called organizational enablers, that becomes all four of them are called organizational project management. So whenever you hear the word organizational project management, you must understand we are talking about portfolio management, program management, project management, and some other organizational enablers, which I'll just discuss with you. Organizational project management is a strategy execution framework. Now, just look at it. We understand the program management, portfolio management, and project management. OPM is a big name encompassing them all, and therefore it will have more generic definition. So this is a strategy execution framework under which that utilizes the project, program, and portfolio management, as well as the organizational enabling practices, or I said organizational enablers. For what? To consistently and predictably deliver organizational strategy, producing better performance, better results, and a sustainable competitive advantage. Now, portfolio, program, and project management are driven by the organizational strategic goals. Naturally, we understand that all of these things are directly linked with the organizational strategy. How does portfolio link with that? So, as I said, portfolio aligns with the organizational strategy by selecting the right projects or programs. That is selection. Then is prioritization. Then is resource sharing. These are the three ways portfolio aligns itself with the organizational strategy. How does the program do it? So they are very, very different. The purpose of portfolio or the strategic alignment of portfolio is very different from the program management or project management. Program management, it does it by harmonizing projects and program components, number one, and number two, controlling their interdependencies in order to realize specified benefits. So one is the harmonizing, and then is the benefit realization. Program management does it through benefit realization. As far as the project management is concerned, this develops and implements the plan to achieve a specific scope. Now that scope could come under the objectives of the program or the portfolio, whichever it is responding to. But otherwise, if I say all the projects are aligned with the organizational strategy, that is a given. Ultimately, every project must be satisfying some organizational strategy, otherwise it would not have been there. Now, what does OPM do? OPM, Organizational Project Management, advances organizational capability. Now, I have to explain here, project management, program management, portfolio management, these are just the good practices, how to do the things, how to do the things right, not to the best way. OPM actually gives you an opportunity to judge yourself where you stand as far as the capability, organizational capability is concerned, in comparison with your competitors. And what are the best practices you should work on to improve your capability? So, organizational capability by linking project, program, and portfolio management principles and practices with organizational enablers. And what are organizational enablers? Structural, cultural, technological, and human resource practices. These are the environmental kind of factors. But the thing which we had been calling enterprise environmental factors, that has now been enlarged and zoomed out into organizational enablers in OPM. So in OPM, we have project, program, portfolio management, and organizational enabler, which include structural, cultural, technological, and human resource practices. So what does an organization does? An organization measures its capabilities, then plans and implements improvements. So this is a case of assessment, and then continuous improvement towards the systematic achievement of best practices. And this is where best practices come into play. In good practices, we just had in our standard for project management, standard for program management, standard for portfolio management, we were talking about what is good, what is bad, good practices. These were not best practices. Now, once we put them all together, now we are in a position to measure ourselves against others and therefore achieve certain best practices. And if you enhance your best practices, achieve your best practices, you will be maturing the organization. Organization will mature. So that's why I said there is organizational project management maturity model, which looks at your maturity in each of these areas: project management, program management, and portfolio management. This is a traditional diagram which you have been seeing in PMBOK, in portfolio management book, in program management book. So this is something you can differentiate from various aspects. From scope point of view, project, program, and portfolio, how do they differ from change, planning, management, success, monitoring? So you can read through it and you will understand how do they differ from each other. Program management and the project management, this is simpler because program and project initiation program manager oversees and provides the direction and guidance to the project manager. The most important point here, which we learned here in this section, was for program manager not to ever interfere in the work of project manager. Let the project manager do his job. Do not micromanage. Just be available for, just look at this, oversee and provide direction and guidance to the project manager. Just provide the direction and guidance. Just be available for providing the guidance. Your job as a program manager is to manage the program, not to manage the projects. Let project managers do their job, and you have a lot of work of program itself. So don't bother about the project managers. Yes, we are concerned about coordinating the effort between the project, of course. I am the sponsor of the project manager, therefore I will be approving the change request and all that. I will be baselining their work. Yes, of course, I'll do all that. But that does not mean that I start creating their work breakdown structures and I start creating uh, their plans and start micromanaging them. That is not my responsibility. Do not directly manage the individual components at all. The individual components of the project, of the program, these are not your management area. Let the respective managers handle that. So, what are then the responsibilities of the program manager? Planning the program, not the project. Planning the program, identifying and planning the benefit realization and sustainment, identifying and control of the interdependencies between projects, addressing escalated issues. You know what is an escalated issue? If anything has been escalated from a project or a sub program, then it has come up to the level of program manager, and therefore it is now in his domain to decide about it. Same is true for the escalated risks. If there is a risk which a project thinks he cannot handle it or it is beyond his capacity or capability, then program will take over that risk. So anything which is escalated up to the program level becomes the responsibility of the program, and program manager has to decide the fate of that. Tracking the contribution of each project. Yes, I agree. This is your responsibility to track the contribution of each project and the non-project work to the consolidated program benefits. And to do that, naturally, the respective component managers, project managers, sub-program managers, etc., they will be submitting their progress reports to you. But at the same time, you can have your own third-party audit mechanism in place, which will ensure that whatever reports they are giving, they are correct. You just have to confirm them. If they are okay, then don't try to bother them. Don't try to micromanage them. The integrative nature of program management involves coordinating the processes for each of the projects or programs. Coordination applies to all program management activities and involves managing the processes at a higher level than those associated with the individual projects. I have already talked about the issues and risk management, and we have also said that in multiple projects are otherwise cross project boundaries and therefore cannot be addressed at the individual project level. Anything which cannot be addressed at the project level must be escalated to the program level, and program will take on the responsibility. Interaction between the program and its components tend to be iterative and cyclic. I will just brief it. Um, the flow of information in the beginning of a program usually goes from program to project, because a lot of information is being pumped down to the components. Later, when the project components start working, they start getting, they start executing their work. Then they generate information, and at that stage, more information is traveling upwards. So the remaining two slides are just about that. Now, program and portfolio management. Naturally, portfolio includes the projects, programs, sub-portfolios, operations, everything. And remember, portfolio is not a program. Therefore, all these things which are the components of the portfolio are not supposed to be interrelated. They may or may not be interrelated. So that is not a condition here. So they may be related only through a category. Maybe they belong to the same resource pool, or they belong to the same area, same geographic location, or same category. So this could be the relation uh, in between all the projects and programs under a portfolio. So a portfolio is just a combination of uh, similar categories. A portfolio of projects may exist within an organization that has projects in progress. It is comprised of a set of initiatives that may or may not be related, interdependent, or even managed as a portfolio. That is not necessary that you call this a portfolio. If there are projects and programs running in an organization, that is automatically a portfolio. As I said earlier, the only difference is whether you are managing this portfolio or you're not. Projects may have been created by management effort to benefit one part of the organization without regard to overall strategic objectives or risks. Okay, let me move on. Then we have the portfolio management program and project management together. Uh, this is also nothing new to explain to you. We have already talked all about it. This is how they are configured. A program can have its own operations. Portfolio has its own operations. Sub-portfolios can have projects as well as sub-programs, and so on and so forth. Programs, operations, and strategy. Primary context for program management within an organization is the planning performance against organizational strategy. Naturally, we want to be aligned with the organization strategy, as we said before. Programs may directly work across multiple lines of business or may narrowly support single lines of business. How much success an organization achieves by incorporating program management into its business processes is determined by the maturity. And how do we measure the maturity? How how well organizational policies are being adopted, how the controls are being exercised, how the governance practices are being used. So these things will determine the maturity of an organization, and that is through OPM, Organizational Project Management. These factors define, communicate, and serve to align with work with the within the organization to organization strategy and objective. During their life cycle, projects produce deliverables. Programs deliver benefits and capabilities that the organization can utilize to sustain, enhance, and develop organizational goals. So I think the difference which I have told you earlier many times has now been clarified. Projects produce deliverables. That's it. Programs deliver benefits and capabilities. So this is the beautiful distinction between the project and program. Now, as far as the program is concerned, naturally at organizational level, they have strategic vision, and then under that vision, they have some mission, organizational strategy. They might have certain strategic alternatives, and based on that organization strategy, they might have created this portfolio under which your program comes. Your program will have its own strategy because this program has been given a branch, a strategy, an organization strategy to satisfy. So program will strategize how to achieve that strategy, organizational strategy, and what are the benefits it has to achieve. So the program life cycle will be created under it, stakeholders will be involved, governance framework will be used, and the program life cycle we talk about will, as we have seen earlier, will have three phases: the definition, delivery, and closure phases. And within the delivery, we have the sub-programs activation, then those implementation of those each of those components, and any other work. This is exactly explaining the definition stage, program formulation, program preparation. In benefit delivery, we have component planning and authorization, component oversight and integration, and component transition and closure. So this is the journey of a component. And this will unify the benefits into the program closure, where programs are transitioned and ultimately closed out.
Suhail, what does stylized mean?
What does?
Stylized. The 1.4, the very first thing, stylized program.
1.4.1.
No. The last picture that you showed us right after that.
This one?
No,
This
I
one?
think you. No.
This one?
Yes, this one. Just move one back. Yes, after this. No. I think you're moving back. I think if you move ahead.
Okay, this one?
Yes, the written one after this. So one up.
Okay.
The
Stylized
very first.
stylized means tabulated, drawn. Program life cycle
Okay.
can be drawn like this, illustrated like this.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Next point is more interesting, and that is the business value. Uh, I was explaining it to Julian yesterday. Uh, what is a business value? You see, your all the projects and programs you are doing in your organization might be in alignment with the organizational strategy, and you must be very happy about it. But have you ever imagined what is the business value these projects or programs are bringing on table? How do you explain business value? Yes, please. How do you explain business value? in whatever organization you are working, what is the worth of your organization right now? If I have to buy your
Fine.
organization, yes,
Yeah, I guess it has multiple facets to it. Other than the financial range, you have the, just the goodwill, the worth of it,
exactly,
the
exactly,
stakeholders, the clientele, even the product image or the business reach.
exactly.
Everything is.
You see, you're exactly right, but I wanted you to, I wanted to bring you here where you can start thinking about what is the worth of my organization right now. So the worth of your organization. This is not a program management concept. This is the organizational concept. This is the business concept. This is defined as the entire value of your business, total sum of all tangible and intangible elements. You see, your office, all the assets of your office, all the bank accounts, all the furnitures, all the equity, all the utilities, everything tangible. If you can sum it all up, that will give you a value. But that is not all. As you were saying, intangibles like goodwill, brand recognition, public benefit, trademark, and so many other things add up to the value. So all the tangibles and intangibles put together gives you the business value of your organization. So if you freeze your organization today and you say, okay, what will it sell for? So if you reassess your organization, get it reassessed by some market forces, they will tell you you are a $6 billion company, right? So this is your business value today. Got it? Right. What do you think after 10 years, what will be the business value of your organization? This is tricky. If your business value today is $6 billion, what will be the business value after 10 years? Any guess?
It's a projection
Hmm.
of what your assets can be multiplied to.
Yes, but it will be increased, isn't it?
Yeah.
It will be increased. You agree with that? Do you want that it should be 5 billion next year after 10 years? Should it be reduced by 1 billion? No, you want it to increase. How much?
No, no. You're saying frozen.
The current state of your business is worth $6 billion.
Okay.
After 10 years, what do you want it to be? Okay, I'll give you a choice: 5 billion, 6 billion, 10 billion, 20 billion.
It depends on my growth strategy. What have I decided that how am I going
Exactly.
to
That is your vision.
protect?
That is your
Yeah.
vision where you want to take your organization. And naturally, the top executives and the whole of the organization mutually decides where we want to be. This is how the
Yeah.
visions are developed.
Yeah. What can be sustainable for us? What
Of course.
what is
But
realistically sustainable, manageable in the
right.
long run for the organization?
Okay. But the visions are dreams, and you are allowed
Yeah.
to dream. You are allowed to dream. Visions are dreams, but those visions, you ask everyone in the organization where we should be after 10 years, and then you consolidate the result, and out of that, you create a vision statement, and then you develop a mission statement. Mission statement is more logical in sense, whereas vision is a dream. Vision could be, very flexible. But anyways, what I wanted to listen was that you definitely want your business value to increase over 10 years. Nobody in this world will like to be reduced by 1 billion. No one will go for that. You will go for the highest figure. You will try to achieve the highest figure. I have not put any restriction onto you. So you dream on. So if it is 6 billion today, maybe you wish it would be 20 billion in the future. That is another factor, that whether it is realistic or not. Later on, when you decide what is more realistic and what is achievable, you say, okay, 15 is more realistic, 15 billion we can achieve. So your long-term plan becomes to achieve that target in your 10 years. Got it? You can
Yes.
break this target into medium-term goals. Maybe we will achieve, how much is the difference? We are going from 6 to 15. So we have to achieve 9 more. So we say, okay, we will achieve 4 in next 5 years and 5 billion in next to next 5 years. Got it? So then I have a medium term plan. So for the first 5 years, I will plan for achieving 4 billion target. I mean 4 plus 6, 10 billion target. 6 I'm already worth 6 billion plus 4 billion. I am targeting to achieve 10 billion in next 5 years. So what is your small short term target? So your yearly target should be something to the tune of zero point 0.8 billion per year. You understand my point?
Yes.
So that's how you achieve that. Okay. So whatever you are doing in your organization, it must be contributing towards adding. It must be adding business value to your business. It must be adding value to your business. And the thing which is adding most value is your operations. But your operations are enhanced or improved through change management, which is brought in through organizational project management. Although it doesn't seem that organizational project management program portfolios and projects play a lot of role in achieving the business value, but basically it if they do not exist, the operations will not improve. So continuous improvement of operations is dependent on organizational project management and thus on program, portfolio, and projects. Therefore, project programs and portfolios must also contribute towards the business value. That is my case. So even if you are happy that we are going according to the strategic objectives and we are achieving them for last 5 or 10 years, if you have not enhance your business value, you it is something to think about, that you are not really doing very well. It may look that you are going all right, but you are actually not making uh, any contribution to the business value of the organization. So these are two different targets, are two horses you are trying to run through the same ride, and you have to achieve the business value as well as the organizational goals, and both of these things should go together. You should not be only achieving the organizational objectives and leaving behind the business value, or only achieving the business value and leaving behind the organizational strategy. Both of them should be running together. So that was the point I wanted to make. So value may be created through effective management of ongoing operations. That is the first. Operation is the basic thing which adds major value. Through the effective use of portfolio, program, and project management, organizations will possess the ability to employ reliable, established processes to meet strategic objectives and obtain greater value from their project investments. All organizations are not business driven, but all organizations conduct business related activities. Even if you are a government organization or an NGO, you are still attaining some business value. It is not about money. You see, business value is made up of tangibles and intangibles. Even if you are not talking about money, but intangibles count. That is the basic benefit the government organizations are giving to the public. It's a public benefit you are giving. So therefore, even a government organization or an NGO must also be looking at enhancing the business value. So how the business value is realized? As far as the portfolio is concerned, portfolio management aligns its components to the organizational strategy naturally, organized into portfolios or sub-portfolios to optimize project or program objectives, dependencies, cost, timelines, benefits, resources, and risks. This allows organization to have an overall view of how the strategic goals are reflected in the portfolio, institute appropriate governance management, and authorize human, financial, and material resources to be allocated based on expected performance and benefits. Synergy, which I talked about, is basically contributing by reducing waste. When you are efficient, you are achieving targets in a lesser cost. So if you can devise mechanisms, you can improve operations as if they can have less waste, probably you have done your job, you have added business value. So at portfolio level, we are doing all that. Selection, prioritization, and resource sharing. So probably portfolio is contributing in its own way. How does the program contribute? Using program management, organizations have the ability to align multiple projects for optimized or integrated cost, schedule, effort, and benefit. Program management focuses on project interdependencies and helps to determine the optimal approach for managing and realizing the desired benefit. What is the most synergetic and optimal approach? The best way in the least cost. How can you perform this thing? So whatever benefit you are realized, this is going to be transferred to operations, and operations will adopt that way. Similarly, projects, you are increasing the likelihood of success over a wide range of projects. Project management focuses on successful delivery of product, service, or result. Within programs, portfolios, and projects are the means of achieving the organizational strategy and objectives. So basically, project is the front runner. Then we have organizational enablers. Organizations can further facilitate alignment of these portfolios, programs, and project management activities by strengthening the organizational enablers, such as the structural practices, cultural practices, technological practices, and human resource practices. They will further cement your achievement of the business value. So, effective realization of business value will continuously conducting portfolio strategic alignment and optimization. So you will be doing the portfolio strategic alignment and optimization continuously. You will be performing the business impact analysis continuously, and you will be developing robust organizational enablers. This is a summary. These are the three effective realization things you can do for business value. So this was the summary of the last two lectures. And let me move ahead and finish this chapter because only one, two, three headings are left. And are there any questions till now?
No, we're good. Thanks.
As far as the role of the program manager is concerned, as I have already emphasized, the program manager is a good coach, is a good counselor, is a good mentor, and his job is to direct and guide. Direct and guide. He is not an autocrat. He doesn't poke his nose into his subordinates' affairs. He does not overtake the project manager. Let project manager do his job. There is a lot of work for program manager himself to do. I'm sorry, it is written project manager. Role of program manager is separate and distinct from the project manager. At all times during the course of program, the program manager works within the 5 program management performance domains, which we have already outlined. Program manager interacts with each project manager to provide support and guidance on individual projects. Support and guidance. Just remember that. Support and guidance. You do not interfere with the project manager's work. Program manager also conveys the important relationship of each project to the overall program and organizational performance objectives. So it links the output of the project with the organizational strategy. So program is the medium in which that relationship is established and benefits are realized. Program manager works to ensure that the overall program structure and program management processes enable the program and its components teams to successfully complete their work and to integrate the component deliverables into program and product service result or benefit. So he will ensure that all its projects deliver what they are supposed to deliver and it integrates them into the program output or the benefit. Project managers in turn work to ensure that the projects are organized and executed. So that is the project manager's job. So he has to ensure that projects are organized and executed in a consistent manner and fulfilled within the established standard. So everybody is responsible for his own job. Program manager is for integration of the work. A project manager for the delivery of the products. And PMO, Program Management Office, when present, because it is not necessary to be present, if program is so huge that you need to have a program management office to manage the program activities, may have a role in providing information needed to make decisions that guide the program, in addition to providing administrative support in managing the schedules, budget, risk, and other areas required for the program. Program managers are required to have a broad view of both program objectives and organizational culture and processes. They should address a number of issues systematically and effectively during the course of the program, like optimizing their resources among program components, evaluating total cost of ownership, and overseeing requirements and configuration management across components. So these are the jobs of the program manager. In addition to that, there are certain skills a program manager needs to have. And these are: a program manager should have strong communication skill to interact effectively with various stakeholders, with team members, sponsors, with customers, with vendors, with senior management, with program stakeholders. He should be able to identify the stakeholders, understand their needs and expectations, and develop a stakeholder engagement plan. As if he can support the stakeholders, help align their expectations, and improve overall acceptance of program objectives. Program managers should recognize the dynamic human aspects of each program stakeholder expectations and manage accordingly. You understand that stakeholder is by itself a separate knowledge area now. The program communications management plan should address stakeholder needs and expectations and provide key messages in a timely fashion and in a format specifically for the interested party. So, the reporting at the right time to the right person in the right format. It is important to initiate, engage, and maintain stakeholder relationships to effectively manage the program and achieve desired benefits. Active stakeholder engagement helps build and maintain ongoing support for the program. Program managers lead the program management team in establishing program direction, identifying the interdependencies amongst the various components, communicating the program requirement to the stakeholders, tracking the progress, making decisions, identifying and mitigating the risks at program level, whichever are the program risks, not talking about the project risk, resolving conflicts and issues. These are the issues which has been escalated to the program manager. He does not have to interfere with the project manager's job. Only those issues and conflicts which has been escalated to the program level. Program manager work with component project managers and often with functional managers to gain support, resolve conflicts, and direct individual program team members by providing specific work instructions. Leadership is embedded in the program manager's job and occurs throughout the course of the program because he is the big boss. He is the big leader. Not really, I won't like to call it a boss, but he is the leader of all the leaders, of all the project managers. Program managers employ strategic visioning and planning to align program goals and benefits with the long-term goals of the organization. Once the program goals and benefits have been defined, structured plans are developed to execute the individual components. While project manager leads the work on their components, it is a program manager's responsibility to ensure alignment of the individual plans with the program goals and benefits. So you see, while the project manager is doing his job, program manager is his own responsibility. So he cannot be looking over the shoulder of the project manager. And if at all there is a need to confirm what the project manager is doing or saying, then probably you have to employ a third party for audits. But that is perfectly okay if you are doing the audits of the program projects, but you do not need to interfere with them. Project manager, as far as the project manager is concerned, we understand these were the various interpersonal skills a project manager has. So you can understand program manager must have almost the same skills. Leadership we have already talked about, team building at program level, motivation, communication, influencing, decision making, political and cultural awareness, negotiation, trust building, conflict management, and coaching. But just escalate them to the level of program. All of these skills are required for that. Then comes the program sponsor. Program sponsor, as we understand, this is an individual or a group that provides resources and support for the program and is accountable for enabling success. A program steering committee may assume the role of program sponsor. However, program sponsor is usually an individual executive who is committed to ensuring that the program is appropriately supported and able to deliver its intended benefits. Meaning what? Program sponsor is the boss of the program manager, right? So program manager is actually answerable to him and an executive committee. He's part of an executive committee. So that steering committee, which we call may assume the role of the program sponsor and may assign one of the members of the steering committee as the sponsor to represent that steering committee. In this capacity, the sponsor may support and assist the program manager in stakeholder engagement. Program sponsor also provides valuable guidance and support to the program manager, ensuring that the program receives appropriate high-level attention and consideration, and that the program manager is informed of organizational changes that may affect the program. The governance and management focused roles of the program sponsor are discussed in more detail in section 5.1. Later, we'll be discussing that in chapter 5. Chapter 5 and chapter 6. So, in other words, this is program sponsor is the patron of the program. He is the program champion. He is the voice of the program staff for the outside world. He propagates the purpose of the program and he supports the program. But he is ultimately the boss of the program manager. PMO, if you have a PMO, as I said, you may or may not need to have a PMO. PMO here means a program management office, and for all practical purposes, although PMO may mean many things, but program management office for this purpose, we would say if a program is big enough, program affairs are to be handled within a program is by a program management office. So this will look after all the program activities going on in the program. Program Management Office is a management structure that standardizes the program-related governance processes and facilitates the sharing of resources. When we say sharing of resources, that means within the program, the resource pool reserved for the program is now giving out resources in a most appropriate way, doing all the portfolio type functions like selection, prioritization, and sharing of resources. So this is part of that. Methodologies, tools, and techniques. A program management office often also supports training and other organizational change management activities. Program management offices may be established within an individual program to provide support specific to the program, or independent of an individual program to provide support to one or more of an organization's programs. So there are two ways possible. One is a PMO exists, a program management exists within a program, or it could be one program management office for more than one programs. So both ways it is possible. But more likely, it is good to have a program management office within a large program. When established as a part of a program management office is an important element of the program's infrastructure and an aid to the program manager. It may support the program manager with the management of multiple projects and project program activities. For example, it can do these functions: defining standard program management processes and procedures that will be followed, providing training to ensure that standards and practices are well understood, supporting program communications, supporting program level change management activities, that is a program change control mechanism, conducting program performance analysis, that is analysis, supporting management of the program schedule and budget, defining general quality standards for the program and its components, supporting effective resource management, providing support for reporting to leadership and program steering committee, supporting documents and knowledge transfer, and providing centralized support for managing changes and tracking risks, issues, and decisions. In addition, for large or complex programs, Program Management Office may provide additional management support for personnel and other resources, contracts, procurement, and legal or legislative issues. So these are the additional responsibilities which PMO can take care of about whenever there is contracting going on, or resources are being hired, people are being taken on board, legal issues and all that. Some programs continue for years and assume many aspects of normal operation that overlap with the larger organization's operational management. But this is not the operation of the organization. This is the operation of the program, which we call program activities. And Program Management Office takes on the management of that operation. Program Management Office may take on some of these responsibilities. The specific governance and management focus roles of Program Management Office are described further in section 6 and 8, that is chapter 6 and chapter 8. Some organizations elect not to have formally defined program management offices. In those instances, the managing function of program management office is generally assumed by the assigned program manager. That would mean that the program manager thinks that there is no need of having a program management office and he can deal it by himself. So this brings us to the end of this chapter. It almost took us 3 complete lectures, but I think we have repeated it so many times that there is no chance that there is a doubt left in your mind. What do you say?
Yeah, sure.
So tomorrow we will be starting the next chapter. That is comparatively a simpler one, because we are only going to be talking about the various domains in general. So I hope in next lecture we'll be completing the second chapter, and then we'll continue on with each one of those domains being described in detail. So any questions so far?
I was just wondering, do you have any questions that we can just attempt to see how good do we
Yes.
understand this section?
Yes, of course. I will upload those questions, and we can even try to have that as an online exam. I will try to set it up for tomorrow.
Good. Yeah, because I just want to see that where we are at. I will go over the lectures and maybe the notes and then see how clear I am.
Yes, of course, that will help us a lot. I have some of the
Okay.
exams here that is in polls, but not all the exams. I have got exam for benefit management, for governance, for stakeholder, for strategy, but I need to have 2, 3 more exams included to that. So let me do that, and we will have the test in the class.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, and take care. See you tomorrow the same time. Take
Okay.
care. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.